Hi, it's Emily or Emmy Rose 22A, and I am back with another Flosstube video. Today is Friday, March 27th, 2026, and I'm back after only a month. It's the fourth Friday of the month, just like I had said I was hoping to record. I don't have anything going on at my daughter's school on the fourth Friday, so I was hoping this day would work, and here I am. Hopefully this one will be a little bit shorter. I still don't know that I'm fully in my groove on how to record or order of things or anything like that. The last one took me a long time to get posted. It took me a long time to edit. I needed to remember how to use my editing software. I had to gather all the pictures for everything and get those inserted. It was more than I had anticipated. That was one of the reasons I was kind of hesitating or putting off recording in the first place. So I'm hoping this one will go a lot quicker. I have fewer projects to show, and I just edited a couple weeks ago, so I should be good to remember my stuff there. So let's just get into the stitching. We'll get started right away. I have one fully finished object that I do not have here. I stitched the freebie, I think it was the February, yeah, it must have been the February freebie from Primrose Cottage. I think it was just called Lucky, and I'll put a picture of what it looks like here. And I had stitched it. The first one I stitched is a finish, and I will show you that one since I have this one right here. The first one I stitched was supposed to be for my mom. Just one sec. I wasn't planning on using this for this, but I have this over here for something else. Anyway, I had planned on this one being for my mom. I stitched it again 4/3 on 28 count, so it came out larger. It was going to go in that same 5x7 frame as her Valentine's one. And when it was done, it hit the frame like this. I had used the cross stitch calculator and it calculated at 10 stitches per inch, but over 3 on a 28 count is actually 9.33 stitches per inch, which is a little bigger than 10. And it's just that little bit bigger that like 2 rows of stitching on each side were getting cut off. So this would not work for her frame. And I had already started it. I had planned on stitching it for myself 2/2 on this exact same 28 count fabric. This is 28 count viscose, I think. Oh, just one sec. I left my tag in the bag. Of course I did. 28 count viscose linen. I'm guessing it's just like a Wichelt. I don't have a selvage to see whether it's got the serging or not, but as Weigarders. But it's just got these little kind of rustic, kind of a cream with the rusticy threads running through it. So I had already started the 2/2, which was supposed to be for myself, but it fit great in my mom's frame. So I gave her the 2/2 and I am keeping the larger one. And I believe I'm going to finish this into a pillow. We went through my mom's fabric and I got this one. I'm going to put a little stripe of fabric at the bottom, kind of like Primrose did. And then I'll use the same fabric for the back because she has a lot of it. And I think I'm going to put a little bit of twine around the middle, maybe with some little charms or something on it, some jute. And my mom's in her frame is right here. So I think it finished super cute. She's going to be on her own for an Easter project to put in there. My next one I'm going to stitch for her is going to be a Patriotic. I have to figure out sizing and whatnot, so I don't have another mistake. I mean, it's a happy accident. I was stitching one for her and one for me anyway. We just switched who got which one. So I mean, it's definitely not a problem. My other finish, I've got my basket of whips down here in front of me. At some point I will get my room a little more organized so I can have things stacked or at a chair level or table level so that I can just grab them and not have to bend down. But today was not that day. And again, if I wanted to get my recording done, I had to get it done. So just one sec, let me find, oh, here it is. My finish was my monthly stitch, which is, I'm doing the Prairie Schooler, a Prairie Year 2, and I'm on April, which is right there, and I got such a ding. And I got my April done. I think it is so cute. Mama duck with the baby duck and the pretty pink flowers. I have a few different, I think I'm pretty sure I mentioned last week, but if not, I'm going to finish these into simple pillows. I don't think I'm going to do any trim or anything on them. I think I'm going to keep them very basic. Prairie schoolers tend to be a little more simple in their finishes. And these ones, they just finished as little pillows. I mean, they have a ribbon hanger, but I don't plan on displaying them like that. So I'm not going to do the ribbon hanger. So I'm just going to do them as pillows with a cute fabric background. They'll have a different fabric backing. And so I have plenty of Easter fabrics that I would like to put on the back of that. And I am stitching these on 36 count Light Mocha linen. Assuming it's a Wichelt as well. 2/2 with the called for DMCs. Oh, and my lucky, I did stitch with mostly the called for DMCs. The one they had called, sorry to go back, I forgot to mention this. The green that they had used for their lucky was a shade different. I don't remember what number it was. Just one sec, I can look in my Notion really quick. I thought I had this up and I don't. So, sorry, just one second. Let's see, lucky. I think it was the 3363. I think they called for 3364, and I did not have that green, so I went with 3363. So it was just I went for the DMC equivalent. It might have been called for fancy floss. I'm not sure. Other than that, I used the called for. So I got my April done. Next month is, oh yeah, May. Sorry, I forgot. I had looked. These pretty flowers. That's the one I'll be doing in April for May. So that'll be my next one there. Oh, I need more room. Like I said, ideally I would have like a filming set, like so I could pull my filming stuff over and just have it all ready to roll, but I do not. We will set that over there. Okay, so those are my two finished. Well, I have the one finished and fully finished, my mom's lucky, my lucky, and then my Prairie Schooler April. So for my whips, I think I will start with my BAP Progress. Last month I had told you I would like to get 400 stitches a month into some of my big projects that are not focus projects yet. And for me, a big project is over 10,000 stitches. And this month was my last month working on Winter Rose Manor, and I finished the border up here. I had the like top half of it brought over to make sure it lined up. So I filled it in and did the bottom half of it. So that's where I'm at. I've got the bones of my border all in, and I'd started up in this corner with some motifs. I think when I pull this out again next, I'm not sure when that will be, but I really think I want to get the border flowers all done so I can easily count off of them to put the motifs in, because that's where I stalled out just a little bit. And I am stitching this on 36 count Confederate Gray by Weeks Dyeworks linen, and I am using the Victoria Clayton silk conversion, and she gave me a different pink than the one that was included in the original conversion. The original one, I believe, was Glass Octopus, and I will be using Quince. It's a little, pretty sure it was Glass Octopus. That's the one I have two of. Or was it? Nope, it was Waffle Pocket. Because sometimes they have funny names. Let's see if you can maybe see. This is the Waffle Pocket. It's a little more kind of peachy, and this is the Quince. It's more pinky. So I hope you can see the difference between those two. So I wanted my house a little more pinky, and Jordan, the tattooed stitcher, had said that she had reached out to Victoria Clayton and said, you know, asked her for a pinkier pink, and that's what she gave her. And so I had reached out to her also when I heard Jordan say that, and she provided me with that other pink as well. Next on my goal stitching, I already showed you my monthly stitch because I got that one all done. And then my seasonal stitches. So every month I would like to make progress on a Patriotic, Halloween, and Christmas. So my Patriotic, next time I might have these in order. I might not. Who knows what I'm doing. Oh my goodness. My floss ring is stuck to my zip tie things. All my magnets are sticking together. Every time I do this, I figure out what I should have had together or how I should have my projects organized. So I'm really hoping next time, maybe I'll remember that and be a little more on the ball. So I am stitching Home of the Free by Primrose Cottage. And I just realized I never showed you what Winter Rose Manor is going to look like when it's done. I didn't show you the pattern cover. And it's with dye needle and thread. Anyway. Whoa. Here's the booklet. Here's the pretty. And there's that pink house that is more pink. So this is what I stitched this time. And I have this part done. And I have like the bones of these flowers kind of put in down here a little bit. But like I said, I'd like to get all the rest of the border finished. Because then I think I might want to kind of start down a few strands down in the house and then work on some of these other random motifs around so I don't get stuck doing all the house at the end. That's a lot of dense stitching. Anyhow, on to Patriotic now. All over the place. I apologize. I am stitching Home of the Free by Primrose Cottage. And I am stitching it on 36 count Creekbed linen by R&R. And I am using the silks that I used for Salute to Abigail. So I just got another 100 stitches in on this one this month. 100 stitches a month is my goal. So I did hit my goal. I'm over here working on my flag. The Because looked kind of ghosty to me. I tried stitching it in the light blue that I had chosen and it looked almost worse. Like it blended even more with the background. So what I did, I'm stitching 1/2 with my silks. That's how I stitched Salute to Abigail. So that's how I'm stitching this one. But on the Because, I stitched it 2/2 just to give it a little more chunk and heft and have it stand out a little bit more, have it be a little more bold. So hopefully that helps there. Like I said, I just got my 100 stitches in on that I had wanted to do. So I'm happy with that. Next, Halloween. Here's what we'll do. The Halloween that I wanted to get worked on kind of right away is Frady Felix by With Thy Needle and Thread, Brenda Gervais. I think he is so cute. I got one of, the pocket's the only part that's stitched. His faces will applique and then you sew them together and the alphabet makes a pocket on the front. So I have stitched one of the alphabets already and I want to make one of these for me and one for my mom. So, oh, I know. So I am, let's see. I've got it folded inside out. So I got a decent start. And I will almost always, I am like Sarah Stitchy, not like Sarah Stitchy Spot, but similar to her, I will always have dangling threads. Not that I am like her at all. She is an amazing stitcher. But So I did get a good chunk of the alphabet done. I had not worked on Halloween all year, and I had wanted to do 100 stitches a month, so I got at least 300 in this month. I don't know exactly how many, but that's where I got to. So I am close. I'm stitching this on 30 count Weeks Onyx linen. That's the called for. And my threads are over dyes. We coordinated with what was in the pattern. And here's my one that I finished. I showed this last month. There's the finished one. And then just on the other side of that piece of linen, I've started my second one. So in April, I should get another 100 stitches in on that. That stitches up pretty quick. So I was having a good time with that. Okay, for my Christmas, I had showed you one of my finishes last time was from the Polar Plunge series by Hands On Design from Market 2 years ago. And I finished 2 of them, Whale Hello There and Polar Peak. And the next one I am starting is N is for Narwhal, and this is the pattern that was a PDF only. So I'll put a picture of what it's going to look like when it's finished here. That it's the, I guess, 6th pattern in the series, and all proceeds went to the Special Olympics in Iowa, which Bill and Kathy are of Hands On Design are very involved in. So I chose to start the N is for Narwhal, as I said, and I needed to get 200 stitches in on this one because I did my Christmas stitching in January, but I hadn't for February or March. So I did get one of my narwhal bodies is done, and I got to start on the second one. So again, stitch pretty quick. These stitch up fairly quick. There's some like color changing little bits of stitches here and there. I don't want to call it full on confetti, but it's a little bit all over. So that does take a little more time, but they're not a high stitch count or anything. So they do go fairly quick. And I am stitching this on 32 count Polar Plunge linen by Fabrics by Stephanie, which is the called for. I got the full kit when these came out at Market. I got the fabric. Well, I guess the fabric maybe wasn't kitted, but I got it at Shepherd's Bush. So I just got everything, and the called for floss. I bought a floss pack, I believe, and I bought the finishing board. So that's part of why I wanted to work on that as another Christmas one. We'll go on to my focus piece. My focus piece, actually, I didn't work on my focus piece for January or February. In January, I did my blessing sampler, so I didn't work on my focus piece at all. I'm not sure what happened in February. I just had a lot of stitching going on, and I just didn't make it a priority, I guess. So I did not work on my focus piece, and we had Tabitha's birthday and stuff, so I just didn't get to it. So my focus piece right now is Where Love Grows by Brenda Gervais. And there's what the stitch is going to look like. I received this at the Shepherd's Bush retreat in October of 2024. This was just released at Market. So I am in the bottom corner. I'm at the very end of this. I'm doing the 1/1. So I do not want to take it out of the hoop right now. So I'll just show you the little corner that I have and what's left. And you'll get to see, it'll be completed by the next time I record. So here is where I am at. I have the entire top done. I have, there's a 4-sided stitch. The robin's eyes have 4-sided stitch around them. So I need to do the 4-sided stitch around his eye. Oh, I guess this eye. And this is the corner. You can see the 1/1 right there. I have the words all done. And I just have that little bee skep, and flowers and the 3 other bees to put in. That's all I have left. I think I have 300 stitches about left. I was telling my husband it's a little misleading because the bees are, I track my stitches on Markup RXP and they don't count straight stitches or anything like that. And the bees are 2 X's, and then there's 3 in one color, 3 straight lines to make the stripes in a different color, and then 2 lazy daisies for the wings in a 3rd color. And that only counts as 2 stitches. And that's a lot of starting, stopping, and getting my, I have one bee done. It's it's on the other side. So getting my lazy daisies to kind of lay nicely. I fiddled with them a little bit. So it's not as straightforward as just 300 stitches of boom stitching. So, but that will be done. It should be done this week. So it'll be done in March, which I'm thrilled about. So I will be getting a new focus project, which will be for, sorry, my allergies are bothering me and I don't usually have allergies. So that's kind of strange for me, but I'll have a different focus project for, I've actually changed my March one, and so it'll be for March and April. We'll get into that in plans. The other thing I stitched on this month was we went to Las Vegas. Sorry, I'm trying to find my project. We went to Las Vegas 2 weekends ago. The weekend of March 14th and 15th. We went to the NASCAR race in Vegas. We went to the O'Reilly Series race on Saturday, and then the Cup Series race on Sunday. And it was me and my husband and my brother and my mom. And Saturday just happened to be my birthday. So, and Friday was a Friday the 13th, which my mom loves Friday the 13th. She thinks they're lucky, which they are. She got 4 aces twice on the poker machine, $100 a pop. Which totally makes sense. Anyway, so we went to Las Vegas. So I wanted to bring something just in case there was any stitching time in the evening, which we were there 3 nights and I stitched a little bit one night. So I took this one, Believe in Your Dreams. It's a Hirschner's kit. It is on 14 count Aida, white Aida. So I can see the cloth without my magnifier or my light or anything. And it's fairly blocky-ish stitching, so I can stitch it without it's easy to stitch without my iPad also. And I'm stitching this, like I said, on the 14 count white Aida provided by the kit and the provided DMC. And I worked down on this green guy and I pretty much got him outlined. I think I had it started a little bit and I finished up the green outlining. When we got back, I think I had a little bit like this much of his one wing that wasn't done. So I did finish that up just so that it was a good stopping place. So this one's not like a huge priority. I started this ages ago. It's at least a 10-year-old project, I think. But I think if my daughter thinks it's beautiful, which it is, because it's nice bright colors and it's butterflies and Believe in Your Dreams, and the dreams is rainbow. Lots of things for her to like. So I would love to finish this and hang it in her bedroom. So, but like I said, I pretty much only stitched on that the one night, and it was because it was an easy to see both the stitch and the chart. So I did work on that a little bit. And that is all that I did for my stitching. That's all. It was quite a bit of stitching. So I'd like to talk a little bit about what I'll be stitching on in April. My BAPs, my big ass projects, are quarterly. So April will start a new quarter. Winter Rose Manor was my winter stitch, and we're moving into my spring stitch. So for the next 3 months, I will be working on Words to Live By. That's what it's called. Okay. Words to Live by Tiny Modernist. I will put a picture here of what it will look like when it's done. I believe this came out kind of maybe like as a, I don't know if it was a mystery sale or what, but there's the different blocks all came out as separate pieces, and then the one in the middle. So, and I'm stitching them all on one piece. And this is a 16 count black Aida. And I'm using the called for DMC. So here's my starting point before I get my first 400 stitches in. This is where I'm at. I started in the center. My piece is cut, I believe, to the size I need, so I started right in the middle. And of course, like I said, I will almost always have dangling threads. So that's the block I will be working on, that center one. When I get that one kind of mapped like to the edges or whatever, I might work on getting the frame all the way around so that I can kind of see, make sure, one, that my fabric will work, and two, then I can choose whatever block I want to go with. But we'll see. We'll see how far I get in April to see how realistic that is. So that's what I will be working on for my BAP starting in April, and that'll be April, May, and June. And then I will be finishing Where Love Grows, so I need a new focus piece. I was going to move on. My focus pieces, at the beginning of the year, I wanted my focus pieces to be the pieces from the Shepherd's Bush Retreat in October 2024, so I could get those finished up. There's 3 of them that I have started that I really want to get like finished right now. There's one more that I really want to stitch, but I haven't started yet. And I don't want to start it until I get the other ones done. And then there's one that I may or may not stitch. So anyway, that was going to be my focus. However, I started a decent sized piece for my daughter for her 2nd grade, like cross stitch piece. I did one for preschool. I did one for kindergarten. I still need to finish back stitching that one. And then I did the Rose W. Dawson for 1st grade, and I finished that one. I just need to frame it. So for 2nd grade, I was looking at patterns, and I had asked her, there was one I really, really liked, and I showed it to her and asked her if she would like this for her 2nd grade stitch to hang in her bedroom. And this is, let me take it out of the plastic. Nobody wants glare. This is Maya's Butterfly by Salty Stitcher Designs. Salty Stitcher Designs is Christy, who is one of the Table 19 girls that we met at Stitch West 2 years ago, Stitch West Spring. We delight in the beauty of the butterfly, but rarely admit the changes it has gone through to achieve that beauty. I think that's a beautiful message. It's Maya Angelou. She is under, that's why it's Maya's Butterfly. She has the license to use her quotes in her design. So, and I bought the whole, or got the whole kit at Stitch West Spring last year. And then I started this the first day of school this year, August 18th of 2025. So I am stitching it on 32 count frosted lilac linen by Forbidden Fiber Co. And I am using the Sulkies. She charted it in, whoops, I guess that's coming backwards. She charted it in the Sulky Petites. So I am using the Sulkies. I bought the thread pack from Christy. I think I bought the fabric from Christy, the pattern. I believe she gifted me the pattern, but I just have a little bit of the border started. So I have a long ways to go on this one. And I would like to have it done in May, like when the school year wraps up. So in order for that to happen, I need to do some daytime stitching on it, and I need to do some nighttime stitching on it. So if it's my focus project for March and April, at least, possibly May as well, then I will hopefully get it done. So, and I am keeping this in my beachy bag that Christy's mom made these, and I bought this at Stitch West, and her sister made my cute bag charms. I have that one. That one I think came with the bag, maybe. And then this one I bought separate, the pretty bottle and seashell and feather. So that will be my focus project for, like I said, March and April at least, probably May too. Patriotic Christmas and Halloween will stay the same. So it'll still be Home of the Brave, Frady Felix, and N is for Narwhal. So that's what I'll be stitching there. Then I am going to Stitch West Spring in April. So next time I see you, I will have a recap of that and tell you how that goes. I don't believe any of my Table 19 girls are going, so I'm basically going all on my own, which is what I did the first year. And I met those ladies, and they are the most amazing ladies ever on the planet. So I'm a little nervous about going alone again, but also looking forward to it. Looking forward to the experience and having fun and all that good stuff. So I would like to participate in the smalls exchange, so I need to stitch up something for that and get my things made for that. I believe I decided I'm going to go Patriotic for that. I'm in honor of the 250th. So I have a couple of different patterns I'm thinking about. I'll probably film a little like clip of all of that when I get it all done, so I can insert that in the next video and you can see what I did for that smalls exchange. I think that's it for my stitching plans, at least immediately. Like I said, I would like to get a Patriotic something for my mom's little frame stitched up also. I don't know if she does Patriotic in May for Memorial Day or not. I don't remember. Because I know she'll do Easter, but I don't know. Anyway, I would like to have it done sooner rather than later. So if she wants to have Patriotic for Memorial Day, she'll have it. And then I was going to talk about the other crafting, some of the other crafting that I did this month. They had at school, they had, I don't know, like National Reading Week or whatever. And the different days were based on Dr. Seuss books. So there was Cat in the Hat Day where they got to wear different hats. I know there was Wacky Wednesday from the book Wacky Wednesday, and they got to wear, like they wore their wacky clothes. They could either wear silly outfits or inside out, backwards, things like that. I know Friday was Fox and Socks Day, so it was wear your crazy socks. And Thursday was one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish day. So you're supposed to wear something red or blue or red and blue. So I made Tabitha a shirt. So it's blue and it's got one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. So I just bought the SVG from a Etsy site and cut it out on my Cricut and put it together for her. So she was pretty excited about having her one fish, two fish shirt. So I did that. I am working on, I used this. This is a design board. We made these in Quilt Guild one month. We do different people do different demonstrations and show us how to do things. And one of our members had it's on foam core. So she had the foam core all cut. She had the batting cut. She had the binding made. You take your strips of fabric and fold them to the middle and zigzag. And then you put the raw edges you glue those to the side and then glue them to the front, miter your corners. Anyway, we made design boards, and so for a gift for someone, I am making a set of design boards. And then with the offcuts from what I made from her, I'm making me a few more. This is a 10-inch size, and I am making a bigger one that's, I think, like 15 by 20 for more like laying out or putting a whole bunch of your cut pieces together to keep them together. And I'm going to make, I think, two that are 15 inch. I think 15 inch, because a 12-inch block will lay out on a 15-inch design board. So, like I said, I'm making those for a gift. So, I may film just a little kind of run through, or I'll have pictures of them to show you how they turned out, because I think they're coming along really good. I've been working on those. I have not started on mine yet, but I almost have my gift ones done, and those will be gifted before I film again. And then on the way to Vegas in the car, I can stitch some in the car. I have stitched on the mesh bags in the car. But I have, for years, I have been a knit and crochet in the car person. So on the way down to Vegas, I finished the knitting on my niece's sweater. I had one more sleeve to go. My ends are not woven in, so I don't know if they're going to pop out or if they're showing, but I made this for my niece who's 4. I made Tabitha the red sparkly sweater. I don't know if you can tell it's pink sparkly. Oh, you can totally tell. The red sparkly sweater for Christmas. And my cute little niece, Danny, she saw that one. She asked if it was for her. I said, no, it's for Tabitha. And she asked me if I could make her a sweater that was pink and sparkly and not red and sparkly. And I found this yarn from Hobby Lobby. I think it's called I Love This Yarn. It's just their Hobby Lobby brand in the worsted weight. It's a soft, it's like a soft acrylic, so it's not rough like a Red Heart Super Saver. But I did the red sparkly and then this fun pink and gray variegated for the stripes. So, and the pattern I used is the flax sweater from Tin Can Knits. So it's just a fairly straight top-down raglan. And I just incorporated the stripes into the body of it and the sleeves. They are 3-row stripes, so there's 3 rows of the color and 3 rows of the knot. I did some, I can't remember what I did to try to minimize the jogs in the stripes. They go up the side. But I was kind of messing with it, and I ended up with a little funky thing right there that I have to sew up. But then the last half of it, I mean, you can kind of see like where the colors change, but they don't, like the pink stripes don't like jut up and down as much. So I was pretty happy with that. I didn't worry about it on the sleeves because you change colors on the bottom of the sleeve. Like it's the underarm, you know, this is the part that goes against you, so you don't really see it too much, and it doesn't look bad. I don't think it looks that bad. I mean, I can see a little bit of a jog there and there, but again, it's not that bad, and I just left it. So I need to finish weaving in the ends on this and then get it washed. Easter might be a little chilly, so she might be able to wear it for Easter. I did make it big, so it will fit her for next year also. So that will be gone next time I film. But like I said, the knitting's all done. I finished that on the way down there, and I was hoping I would get it done. So I took another project. I was looking through my whips, and I have a lot of whips. A lot of them are whips because I need to figure out where I am in the project with my knitting and crochet. So this one was a fairly easy one to figure out where I am. It's a scrap blanket. It's called, I believe the pattern is The Coziest Memories by Kemper Ray. I am following, I learned about this pattern, and I'm following the way the Crazy Sock Lady does hers. So this is what I have. It's a mitered square scrap blanket. So they're all different colors of yarns. I kind of have it in quadrants for now, at least. This quadrant over here with the most squares in it are scrap yarns. And then over here where I am working now, and I'm in the middle of a square, but this is my 2019 Christmas Advent from Yarnberry Yarns. So it's like day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and I'm on day 14. So there'll be a 5x5 kind of block of those. I have another Advent from Chromatic Yarns that will go down in this quadrant. So it'll be another 5x5 block. And I mean, you can kind of see, I guess this is 4 by 4 to here. Like the solid part in here is 4 by 4. So it's not very big to have a 5x5 block. That's why I say kind of quadrants. It's starting out with those Advents kitty corner. And then over here, this quadrant down here that has 1 in it is, I have a whole bunch of mini skein sets that I got from, I think her dye name is Sweet Tea Yarns. It's Molly Klein Designs. Molly Klein dyes them. And these are very old also. Like my Advents from 2019, these might be older than that. I'm not sure. There's 6 mini skeins in a set, and I believe I have 6 of them. And they are all Disney themed. So this is the Beast. And then I have Belle in here also from Beauty and the Beast. So there's Belle with her little yellow with her brown for her hair, and then there's green and there's red speckles in here too. It's little, there's some red speckles for the rose. So when I bought those, I had kind of thought that I would do a I think it's a Hibernation Throw by Helen Stewart. Between 20-gram minis is kind of a lot. That many 20-gram minis is kind of a lot to do in there. So I am doing a mitered square from each one before I start the other blanket. So the hibernation throw would be a good one to take along as well, because you use up everything you've got. So it would use up a lot of yarn. But I needed to get them in here before I can start the other blanket. So I am working through both of those. So I got several squares added while we were on the road. So that was nice. I've been sewing a little bit. I had to mend my daughter's pants. Well, I bought her new pants and she needed pleats put in it. I need to put a third pleat in there because they're still not small enough around the waist. I hate it when they sew the elastic, like it's got the elastic top and bottom, and then they did this line of stitching through, so I can't just like pull the elastic without undoing it, so I have to put darts in. So I just sewed a few. I have a quilt going that I just put like some side pieces on a block, so not a big deal. So I think that's all the crafting I've been up to. I haven't done a great job of keeping track of it this month, so I'm hoping to do better at keeping track of that next month. I do have another stitching thing I want to do. I almost forgot. I bought these a while ago. I got these wood things at Michael's. Little wood shapes with holes. They've gone up in price a lot since I bought mine. I have a little funky tree stand thing that I decorate for my that goes on top of my shelf. And I made Halloween ones, and I have Valentine's ones, and these are my spring ones, so they'd be up for I would have them up for St. Patrick's and for Easter, just kind of all of spring. So I want to do the flowers with yellow centers, and then I have 4 colors for the flowers, and this is a DMC size 5 pearl cotton. So I kind of pulled these out and came up with an idea. Instead of cross stitching them, I think I am going to do kind of like layered satin stitches. So the petals, to give them a little different look, a little more petally, maybe a little more texture. We'll see. I think the center, well, it may or may not be more cross stitch. And then part of the reason I pulled out these all together is I have star ones, 4 stars, and I want to do these Patriotic. So I went online and looked just for some inspiration for general like wooden star decor. So 2 of them will be, I'm going to do like a row of 2 white stitches around the outside and then do the inside navy. And then the other ones will be white, red, or actually red, white probably, because I think that's the way the flag goes. There's more red stripes than white stripes. But I will count up how many holes I've got and divide it evenly so that I have red and white stripes. So I'll have red and white stripe stars, and these will just be cross stitches, and then I'll have blue and white stripe stars. I have an idea for a bunting. I have some fabric that I want to maybe pull together that those stars might go with. So that's another, like I said, stitching adjacent plan. It's kind of stitching, kind of not. Let's see, a little bit of haul. I did get some stuff from Shepherd's Bush. I just wanted to kind of show too when I went for their market days, and so they made these cute little tags that say Happy Birthday America 1776 to 2026. One of their cute sheepies on a cute little gift tag. And then they always tie your bag with a ribbon. And I love that, because who can't use a ribbon? And see, the ribbon's on the tag, so I mean you can leave it on the tag or take it off. That would be a really cute bow on a cross stitch or on another craft project. So from Market, I only pre-ordered a few things. Oh. So I did get the cookbook, the Nashville Needleworks cookbook. I'm pretty sure I've made at least one thing out of the past 2 that I have, so we'll have to keep that up and make at least one thing. I don't know that I've stitched anything from any of them, and I need to. Shepherd's Bush always has patterns in them, super cute. I think last year's pattern was a Patriotic one, so I'd really like to stitch that one. And then I got, from With Thy Needle and Thread, I got the Quaker Snippets number 3. I think this is absolutely beautiful. And I would like to stitch it with the called for flosses. And I also got, from Plum Street Samplers, Freedom Flock. those eagles. There is a baby eagle on top of that second one's head. So I love that. And Shepherd's Bush's release for market was USA. So a fun patriotic. And I got the full kit. Along with fabric and another, oh, where's my button? Sorry, fabric and another button. There's a 3-corner hat button that the other sheep's wearing. There's the Uncle Sam is stitched. This guy's hat is a button. So I got another piece of fabric and a button to do one for my mom. So we'll both get USA pillows. And then these were not available for pre-order, so I got this kit when I went in because I think it is so pretty, and my mom has a ton of plates, so like this could be really fun on her plate. But I got their platitude, and theirs is Love Each Other. I love the city up there and then the sheep down there, very pretty. And again, I got it fully kitted with the linen and the floss. You have to supply your own plates. So that's what I got from market, from Shepherd's Bush. I didn't kit anything up with fabric or floss. I was hoping to maybe get to Stitcher's Paradise while we were in Las Vegas, but with the time of our races and stuff like that, it just didn't work out. They're open, no fault of theirs, but they're open limited hours, and the races happened like well, they're not open on Sunday, so that one didn't count, but on Saturday, the race was like right in the middle of when they were open, and we wanted to get there early enough to look at the merch trucks and stuff, and then by the time we got done, it was just, they were closed, so it just didn't work. And then I have a subscription. My husband gets me a subscription for Christmas to Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine every month. And I can't tell you how much I love this doll. I don't even know like what or why, but she is so pretty. And I don't know, it's a green bow they have on her, but those pretty red flowers, and there's like the red and green stitching that I feel like if you use like a navy bow, she could kind of vibe patriotic. But I really, really like that one. There's a few in here that I like. And oh, I also really like this stitching, this box. I don't love the blues. I would do a different color because blue's just not what I'm initially drawn to, but I really love that. I love dimensional stitching. I really like the punch needles in here too. I don't punch needle currently. I have stuff to learn, but I don't yet. So those are the things I got for haul. And then, like I said, I did have a birthday, so I did get a few crafty things for my birthday. So, for Christmas, I had told my mom that I had seen videos of people cutting up jeans to do crafts with them, and like their scissors just glide through the whole thing. And I have never had scissors that glide through, especially those the seams at the bottom of the cuffs, and like these scissors just cut through the waistband. And I'm like, I don't think that's real. And I don't know how she looked or found or whatever, but for Christmas, she got me these Guggenheim shears. And I mean, they're large, they're big scissors, but oh, these cut through everything beautifully. I have not cut a pair of jeans with them yet, but I have cut through like several layers of fleece. And we have some nice titanium Viscose scissors that cut through a lot of things very, very well, but these are so much like stronger and better, and you don't have to squeeze to make them go through all those layers. And I had seen that they had pinking shears. So for my birthday, my mom got me, and I have not had a chance to use these yet, but these are the Guggenheim pinking shears. So they come with a cute little Guggenheim tag on them, and they come with little plasticky point protectors, and they all come in like a, of course I can't get it out there because I'm doing it backwards. They come in a nice box with a lid. So I'm excited to try pinking some things to see if these, because a lot of times pinking shears, these don't have the rubbery handles like the other ones do, but a lot of time pinking shears hurt my hands because they're just so hard to get through the fabric. So I'm excited to see how these blades cut compared to some other pinkers that I've used in the past. So like I said, I haven't had a chance to use those yet, but My mom did get me those, and I am really excited about them, and I need to cut something. And then my aunt got me a bunch of stuff, but as part of it, she got me from Madame So. She had seen this. It's called Fantastic Elastic. And what it is it's 1-inch elastic, but you can cut it to any width you need. It's 1 1/4 inch wide, and you can cut it to anywhere from 1/4 inch on up. So it's like one elastic that does all the sizes, and it feels really nice. It's not a super stiff elastic, like some of the waistband elastics are really stiff, and I guess if that's what you want, but so it's a nice softish feeling elastic. And we're just not, like, she's a little skeptical because like usually elastic like unravels when you cut it. So I haven't had a need to use it yet, but I'll report back when I do use it if it works well. I mean, it's worth knowing about. I didn't bring everything that wasn't. I got a puzzle, some books, some Legos. And then my husband, we had seen this at the yarn store. We got it from, oh, Miss Kim, what's your shop? Seed Stitch store in Bountiful, Utah. Oh, I don't know why I couldn't remember that. But it is a yarn tarot deck. So they are tarot cards for crocheters, knitters, spinners, and weavers. And it's in this beautiful, like, heavy duty box in a box. It's very stiff. I mean, it's nice and thick, and there's pretty designs inside the lid. And they have drop spindles for the spinners, crochet hooks. This is weaving. It's supposed to be like a loom. You can kind of see the threads on the top and the bottom. I think this is the least represented one. And then the knitting needles. And it comes with a little, like, interpreting your yarn tarot book. And then the cards. I have been shuffling through this, so they're not, and this has got the same, like, decorations inside. I've been shuffling through them. So the crochet hooks are the wands, because there's wands, swords. The weaving is the pentacles. You can kind of tell because they're weaving a pentacle. Let's see, where are the knitting needles are the swords. There's the Knight of Swords holding his knitting needle. And then the spindles would be cups. Yes. So there's, like, the 6 of cups, which are the drop spindles. So they're all yarny related. That's a wild. I was looking for some of the major arcana to show you. There's a few of them that are, like, really funny. Oh, I put my extra cards in there. Sorry, I didn't think it'd be so hard to find them. Almost time to go get my daughter. We're back at that again. Like, oh my heavens. There were so many. Of course, I can't find them because I'm looking for them. Because some of them are just, but even like the Queen of Cups, look at her spinning. She's got her bucket of fleece over there. I really like that. Oh, this is one of my favorites. Strength. If you know the regular standard tarot cards, like the Rider-Waite deck, she's like taming a lion. So this is an orange tabby eating a blue yarn ball. So they're just funny like that. 3 of Wands. This is your crochet hooks, but it's almost like a tapestry crochet kind of situation. This one kind of cracks me up. And I don't know a whole lot about tarot cards. I don't know about reading tarot cards. I'm using the book to kind of look at the cards and read about them, so I can't tell you what, like, any of the meanings are or anything. This cute Queen of Wands, she's got her crochet hook, which is her wand, but she's got her little cat. So there's lots of cats and yarn balls and stuff like that. This 5 of Wands is kind of fun because they all have like the same, like this strand of yarn is going through all 5 of their hooks. So that's kind of interesting. And I don't know if that relates to the meaning of the cards, but oh, the devil, he's kind of fun. There's a yarn ball there and it's tied around these guys' necks. Anywho, so it's a lot of fun. I've been having fun going through and looking at the cards, and like I said, I don't know a whole lot about them. I kind of draw a card at random and then read what it means, and I've just kind of been doing that the past few days. I got this one a little late, so but just kind of a fun outside the box, very different type of thing. Let's see. I'm just checking my notes to make sure I didn't miss anything. My bucket is empty. I think that's all I was looking at. Oh, one other thing that I do want to or need to work on this month, soonish. I am hoping to do a teacher gift for my daughter's teacher. I'm hoping to do vinyl front box bottom zipper pouches, a set of 4. We got some Tula Pink fun animal fabrics that are the super bright colors and stuff. So I think that would be fun for a 2nd grade classroom. And I think a set of 4 would be a decent amount to kind of put something in to use for storage within the classroom. I was trying to think of something that could be a practical gift, not just like a decoration or something. And I couldn't come up with anything cross-stitchy that would work for that. So we're going with the sewing. I bought a pattern that I'm hoping will help me do with the box bottom vinyl front portion. So I will let you know how those go. I won't be gifting that until May, so I should have those next time to show. And I think that's it for now. So I really appreciate you checking me out again. It looks like I am up to an hour again, so I don't know how to make it shorter. I guess being a little more organized would help, because then I could be a little quicker going through my projects and not have to explain everything so much. So I will try that one for next time. That's a good idea. When I put my projects away, I should put them away in a way that they're easy to show. Like, you know, when I stitch on Frady Felix, have pattern fabric, like, you know, my fabric card and all that just right there. I will come up with something that will speed up the process, hopefully. So thank you for coming back and checking me out yet again. Hopefully I will be back again next month. Then we start summer break. So who knows what's going to happen then. I surely don't. My schedule might be all out of whack at that point, but we will find out when we get there. I'll be able to work something out. So until next time, if you have any questions, if comments, anything like that, go ahead and leave them. I guess subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. You can share my videos to get me out there a little bit. I don't have a whole lot of subscribers, and that's totally fine. I enjoy sharing just so, if nothing else, I have the like timeline of when I was working on things and what I've been doing. So that's why I try to include almost everything so that I know I can see everything. Like I said, hopefully we will see you next month. Next month should be fairly standard month, I think. I mean, we've got a lot going on. We're going to see Phantom of the Opera. I have Stitch West Retreat. It's Easter. So, I mean, there's a lot going on, but there's always a lot going on. So, like I said, I should be back at the end of April with hopefully lots to share with you. And I don't know, enjoy your stitching until then. Have a rosy ray day. Bye.